I have some good news. Chocolate is good for you. Dark chocolate is full of antioxidants. It's anti-aging. It lowers your cholesterol, lowers your blood pressure. It makes you happy. So it's a great way to get your family to eat whole grains. So you got to use whole wheat bread. No white bread in this recipe. And they don't even have to know it's good for them. All they'll remember is chocolate for breakfast. I love you, Mom. Oh, here's how we do it. You get a big pan like this one here. You preheat it to about medium heat, somewhere between medium and medium high. And you don't need butter for this. You can just use a little bit of canola oil to cook this French toast, make it even healthier. Maybe a teaspoon or a little less of canola oil. And while that's heating, we're going to make basically what's regular French toast. We're going to take 3 eggs, and this is for 4 slices of bread. Look at that. Yikes. Yikes. For 4 slices of bread, but we're going to just work with 2 right now. So you break 3 eggs and take the shell out. You add a half cup of milk. I use 1% low-fat milk, and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I use this good stuff. So about a half a teaspoon of that. And you just basically stir it up. And you know how to make French toast. It's not all that different. You're starting off with just regular French toast. Eggs, you know, have a lot of protein. That makes it an even healthier breakfast. This combined with whole grain bread. So now you're going to soak the bread. And here's the thing about the bread. You really have to use, the whole idea is to use whole grain bread. I use this 100% whole wheat bread. It's by Rudy's. Just look for one that's kind of soft like that. I get this at the regular grocery store. And you soak 2 slices of whole grain bread, just like that. Not for too long because it gets a little hard to handle, but just for a little bit of time on each side. You kind of have to get your hands dirty a little bit. If your bread is a little bit more dense, you can kind of poke it like that a little bit. And one more time over. And the pan should be ready by now. If you're not sure if your pan is ready, I could have mixed the eggs a little bit better. If you're not sure if your pan is ready, you can test it with a little bit of, just a little sprinkle. Oh, first of all, the oil should move around like that. And you really don't need much. You'd be surprised how well it's going to brown with just a little bit of oil. You just take a little cold water, a couple of drops. If it sizzles like that, the pan is ready. So we're going to take these 2 slices of bread and cook them. And it helps to have a big spatula. Okay, here goes one. And here goes the other one. Okay, next one goes in. And you're going to cook this for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to put the 2 cooked sides together and melt that chocolate right away. So I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. And now it's time to add the chocolate. So what you do is you flip one piece of toast over, one piece of bread over. And because that's the hot side, you take about 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate. You kind of spread it around. Oh, my sleeves are in the way. You spread it around like this. Not too close to the edges because it might seep out and melt, you know, on your pan and stuff. So see how hot, it's already melting. It's so hot. So you do that, and you take the other piece of toast, take the warm side, put it on top of that. Back on the stove for about a minute or so on each side, and we're done. Okay, it's been about a minute. It helps to have a big spatula too. The biggest one you have is the one to use. Flip it over. 1 more minute. Okay, it's been about a minute on each side. I know the chocolate's all melted in there. So here's what it's going to look like. There it is. Stove off. Now, this is so good, you don't even need any maple syrup. All you have to do is maybe put a little powdered sugar on the top. Or just tap a sifter like that. Look at that, it's beautiful. Look at that. You serve this with a little side of fresh fruit. You have a super healthy breakfast. And I'll show you how it's going to look inside. I'll cut it right down the middle. Okay. Now look at that melted chocolate. You see that? Look. Let me cut a piece. There. Oh boy. Look at this. I wish you could see this up close. It's so beautiful. Hey, maybe you can. You see that now? I wish you could taste it. You can't, but I can. Oh my God. It's like having dessert for breakfast. But here's the deal. Whole wheat bread only. No white bread. Don't forget. That's the rule.